Hello dear students and welcome to DAV Moyle Public School. Let's begin an online session of Standard 9th Science with your teacher Mrs. Vandana Ghagre. Dear students, in the last session we have started with the new lesson, that is force and the laws of motion. So we have seen what is the balanced and unbalanced force. Now today we will see the first law of motion and the terms which are related to it, that is inertia and mass. See here, total actually the Newton's 3 laws are there that we will study in this lesson. Sir Isaac Newton described 3 physical laws which together laid the foundation of physics. In 1687, Newton published his groundbreaking laws which redefined the ways the world look at the physics. And these 3 laws are: first law of motion, a body at rest and will remain at rest, and a body in motion will remain in motion unless it is acted upon by an external force. Second law of motion is what? The force acting on an object is equal to the mass of that object times its acceleration. Third law is what? For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So today dear students, we will see Newton's first law, and the first law says an object at rest tends to stay at rest and an object in motion tends to stay in motion unless acted upon by an external unbalanced force on it. So today we will see different examples which proves the theory of this Newton's first law. See here, unless this object forced to do something, an object is at rest and stay at rest. So this object is at rest and therefore it is always at the rest. Now in the second picture you can see from both the sides it is acted by the balanced force, means from the both the sides force applied by the person is same on this object. So what happens? The ultimate result is what? The body stays at rest, means balance force means there is no motion. In the previous session also we have seen balance force means what? There is no motion in the object. So here again from both the sides, as the force acting is balanced, so the object stays at rest. Now in the third picture you can see an object acted upon by an unbalanced forces changes the speed and can change the directions also. Place change, direction change, and also the speed of the object change, because now that object acted upon by an unbalanced forces. See here, you can see a ball which is stationary. So it will, until and unless no outside force applied on it, it will stay at rest only and will not move. So a stationary object with no outside force will not move. Now stationary object with no outside force will not move. So what about the moving object? See, this ball is moving. Now you tell me and think about this. Until and unless some external object, not outside object, not force applied on this moving ball, is it possible for this ball to stop? So that also proves for the moving object. Object in motion stays in motion, and object at rest stays at rest unless and until they are acted upon by an outside force. But that outside force must be what? Unbalanced force, because just now we have seen if the balanced force is acted upon it, again the body will not move, it is at rest. So for the motion of the body, change in the body, whether it is at rest or in motion, unbalanced force must be there. See here, although Sir Isaac Newton did not have any access to space station, this first law can clearly be seen. See here an astronaut who has their screwdriver knocked into the space will see the screwdriver continue on at the same speed and direction forever. Why? Because there are no force acting on the screwdriver from the friction. With no force, this object will never stop. So when in the space any screwdriver we will throw or astronaut throw, what happens to that? That will never stop. Never stop. Why? Because no external force is acting in the space. So this shows unless and until some unbalanced force act on an object, it doesn't stop moving, or if it is at the rest. See here Newton's first law of motion. Again the examples. An object at rest will remain at rest. Now this is the ball, rugby ball. Unless acted by an unbalanced force from both the sides, if the balanced force is acted, what is the position of that ball? That ball is at rest only. So one player throws the ball means unbalanced force acted on it. So an object is in the motion and will continue with the constant speed and direction unless again acted by an unbalanced force. So here again the unbalanced force of net is acted upon, so the ball stops moving because net obstructed the motion of the ball. So this is all about the Newton's first law of motion. Now see here again some examples of Newton's first law. Every object persists in its state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless it is compelled to change that state by the force impressed on it. Ball, whether it is an aeroplane or rocket or something which is made up of page paper, but they are at the state unless and until acted upon by some unbalanced force or in uniform motion. So they are in uniform motion unless and until they are acted upon some unbalanced force. Now see here Galileo's experiment of the motion of an object on an inclined plane. See in the first picture both the balls are at the same inclined plane, so their duration of falling up and down is same because the height is same. When a marble rolls down an inclined plane, its velocity increases, and when it goes up to the second inclined plane, its velocity decreases. If the inclination of both the planes are equal, then the marble will reach at the same height with it rolled down. Means in the first picture you will see the motion of the object continues because the inclination is same, place is same and height is same, and no obstacle is there. If the inclination of the second plane is decreased, now in the next figure see we are decreasing now the inclination. We are slowly moves down to the ground level. So decrease, it will travel more distance to reach the original height. Now the distance increases in the second picture. If the inclination of the second plane is made horizontal, the marble will travel forever trying to reach the same height. So what happens to the marble? An unbalanced force is required to change the motion of the marble, but no force is needed to sustain the uniform motion of the marble. So in the second and third case we need the unbalanced force, but when the motions are same here, in the first case we required not the unbalanced force. So in the second and third case we required the unbalanced force if we want to keep the marble moving with the different inclined. See here Newton's law again shows then object remains in state of rest or in uniform motion in a straight line only, unless compelled to change that state by an applied force. Now what does it suggest? It gives us a phenomena that is known as the inertia. So this is nothing but the property and natural tendency of the objects. The natural tendency of the object to remain in a state of rest or in uniform motion is called the inertia. So whether it is in motion, so it keeps on moving. If it is at rest, it is at rest. So this property of the object is known as the inertia, and that is why the first law of motion is also called the laws of inertia. If you will see here, when a card is flicked with the fingers, the coin placed over it falls in the tumbler. Why this happens? Because of the property of inertia of the coin. The coin is at rest. The coin is not moving. We are applying force to the card. So the card moves. But as we have not applied force to the coin is at rest, and therefore it falls in the tumbler. So this is the simple example which shows the inertia of the object. See here, only the carom coin at the bottom of a pile is removed when a fast moving carom striker hits it. Why? When the pawns in a carom board games are arranged vertically, the bottom pawn is hit by the striker. The pawn at the bottom gets removed and the vertical arrangement of the pawns intact. Why? Because only the carom coin which we targeted, that only move by the unbalanced force, and remaining are at rest only. So this is again one example where it shows that inertia is the basic property of the objects. The first law explains why you go flying over the handlebars if your bike stops suddenly. Therefore, the accident occurs. This is only due to the Newton's first law of motion, because though our bike stops, our body is in motion which never stops, and that's why we fall down. Things tends to keep doing whatever they are doing before until and unless some force is acted on it. So that's why to avoid this, our speed must be in our control. See the second example again. Newton's first law of motion is often referred as the laws of inertia. Why it is inertia? Because until and unless some force is not acted on the object will stay at rest or is in motion. Inertia is an object's tendency to resist changes in motion. See, when a car brakes apply quickly, the passenger will be thrown forward. Why? Because his body is in motion, and car applies brake. Car stops due to the applying of brake, but the passenger never stops because he is in motion. That is the inertia, keeps him in motion. The tendency to remain unchanged tries to keep the passenger moving and therefore thrown forward as the car brakes apply quickly. Now see here, we will summarize what is today's we have studied, and then some examples are there. If a body is in a state of rest, it will remain in the rest. If it is in the motion, it will be in the motion in the same direction with the same speed unless an external force acted on it. This is the Newton's first law of motion, and this property only is called the inertia, and therefore it is also called the laws of inertia. Now inertia is what? It is actually the tendency of a body to oppose or resist any change in its state of rest or uniform motion is called inertia of the body. It is the inherent property of each object. A book lying on the table will remain placed at its table place until and unless it is displaced. See, if you keep the book lying on month and month, then also that book lying on the table as it is. A ball rolling on a horizontal plane keeps on rolling unless the force of frictions between the ball and the plane stops it. Now the property of inertia is because of the mass of the body. Greater the mass, greater the inertia of the body. Heavy body means inertia is heavy. Weight is, and inertia is directly proportional to the mass of the body. If the lightweight body, inertia is light means low. greater mass, inertia is greater. Thus, a lighter body has a less inertia than a heavier body. More the mass of a body, more difficult it is to move the body from rest or to stop the motion of the body. If the body has more mass, means weight, heavy weight objects are difficult to move or difficult to stop. And thus, what is the mass? Mass is nothing but the measure of the inertia. How slow, how low, how high? Inertia is the mass. If inertia is low, mass is low. If inertia is high, mass is more. So here is some example. Certain experiences that we came across while traveling in a motor car can be explained on the basis of laws of inertia. When we tend to remain at rest with respect to the seat until the driver applies a brake force to stop the motor car. Just now we have seen the picture of this. With the application of the brake, the car slows down, but our body tends to continue in the same state of motion due to inertia. A sudden application of brakes may thus cause injuries to us by impact or collision with the panel in front, and therefore who saved this from this situation? Safety belts. And therefore safety belt is must during the traveling. Safety belts are worn to prevent such accidents. Safety belts exerts a force on our body to make the forward motion slower. An opposite experience is encountered when we are standing in a bus and the bus begins to move suddenly. Now we tend to fall backward. Why? This is because the sudden start of the bus brings the motion to the bus as well as to our feet in contact with the floor of the bus. But what about our body? As we are standing, our body is at rest and it opposes the motion, and that's why we move back. We tend to fall backward when we are standing on the moving bus and suddenly the bus starts moving. So try to understand the difference between these two situations which we have seen previously and this one. Okay, so the body, rest of our body opposes this motion because of the inertia. Now when a motor car makes a sharp turn at high speed, we often have seen the turning accidents in our daily real life. We tend to get thrown to one side, and if here we are unable to balance it, then we will fall down. This can again be explained on the basis of laws of inertia. We tend to continue in our straight line motion. When an unbalanced force is applied by an engine to change the direction of the motion of the motor car, we slip one side of seat due to the inertia of our body. The fact that a body will remain at rest unless acted upon by an unbalanced force can be illustrated through the different activities which we have seen already in the previous slides. So here is a small assignment for you, dear students. So try to solve this. Thank you. Have a nice day.